thing that really destroys a lot of people's lives. Terrorism and poverty is a thing that really destroys a lot of people's lives. You might say it doesn't destroy people who like to fight in wars all day, but I find it strange that your life is all about fighting war. Since when is it any kind of life to live to constantly fight in a war? It's not fair. Why do you do this to us? Can't you do things right? When is the world going to start doing things right? They never do. That's one thing I'd like to tell you. That's one thing I want to convey to you. The people are constantly confused about what expertise really is. All of what they know is not really expertise. Your future will change. And they will make mistakes in the future too, just like Elon Musk is doing with these electric cars. Electric cars are going to be a mistake. Solar energy is usable, but it's probably a mistake too. It's too weak. It's not efficient enough. We're going to run out of oil. We're going to run out of energy. We're going to have to revert to a clean, renewable energy. It's not really clean. It gives off greenhouse gases, but it's methane and alcohol. That's our only option. Nuclear energy is not that doable. It's doable, but it isn't. So, you've got a lot of questions you need to ask yourself. You need to research every possible angle of all the sciences. You got to make a list. It could be a short list. It could be a long list. You got to give rise to what is potentially known about everything that has to do with a certain subject, like energy, or building a house, or building a vehicle, or transportation, or communications, or computer programming, or politics, or medicine, or whatever. You've got to learn to think a lot deeper, because it really requires a really in-depth, I mean very deep study to understand what's really going on in quantum physics. And I hate to tell you, everything is really truly quantum physical. It may not appear to you that it is, but it really is when you do your research. Without the quantum physics of what we do in life, it would be completely different. We wouldn't be here. Change one little thing about what we have, and you might lose it all. There's changes in the world too. There's natural changes. Nature is slightly changing. It may be extremely slight, but even nature is changing. And it's not necessarily all man-made global warming. Just like the ice ages happened, that wasn't dinosaurs didn't make that happen. You know, so there's things that are changing. The sun might be heating up. We don't know if we're ever going to crash into Andromeda. Scientists could be wrong about a lot, and I have discovered that Einstein was wrong about a lot of things. You know, and he was supposed to be a great mathematician. And he studied particle physics, and he worked in a patent office, allegedly. If you read his Einstein's novel set, you'll discover just a little bit about who Einstein is. I'm certain he doesn't tell it all. is not entirely accurate, but yes, the theory of relativity is very, very good. It's probably truth, at least here on Earth. Now, out there in the universe, the theory of relativity might be different. It's kind of like, how do you live on the moon? What would it be like to live the rest of your life on the moon? It's not relative. It doesn't have the same gravity. It changes too much of the nature. And the nature of your environment is what makes you relative. The nature of the things that you are and that make up your universe or world is what makes relativity. It's relative to you. Relative from a perspective. It agrees in a lot of ways, or in several ways. But relativity is a simple understanding, and that was the definition that kind of sets us into thinking about religion, God, science, and now we know that science is real. Atoms are real, but there are some huge mistakes made in the understanding of the details of what we call quantum physics, and even chemistry and biology too. We're not fully aware of what we're supposed to be as a species. We're not fully aware of what satisfies who we are in all cases. Yes, there are differences, and they're not exactly the same as other differences, but it gives us much insight to learn about what's different when we observe. Our observations are the problem. We are too limited in our observations as human beings. We don't observe quantum chemistry or quantum physics very well as humans. We have to hypothesize mathematics and the invention of a measurement to show that quantum physics exists. We have to hypothesize things like high rates of speeds, objects that don't obey the common fundamentals of like force and geometry, and like visualization, and the understanding of things that might be more like the Twilight Zone. If you want to become a real quantum physicist, there'll be times when you're going to start thinking like you're in the Twilight Zone. But don't be deterred, because even if you are in the Twilight Zone, you're really going to have to show that there really is a fundamental reality. People don't even really know what reality is. They've never researched reality, but it's a long trail. I've been researching reality since 1999, and I've been researching Einstein, quantum physics, chemistry, biology. I've done a lot. I worked on cars, houses, I did farming, I studied computer sciences in college for a year and a half, I studied electronics for a few months, studied anatomy and physiology for a few months, I studied the Oxford textbook of medicine sometimes, and I generally know the cell biology, the organ structure, anatomy, and physiology. And then medicine is a toss-up. Medicine is a simulation that has to show that the sequencing of a chemical is going to react the way they want it to. The thing is, with chemistry, medicines never really do react the way that they're aimed at a target. A medicine will never only hit one target. It will always hit more than one target It's actually a dream. It's actually somebody who loves to solve problems. It's special people, and there's not that many of us. You like to go see your doctor, you think he or she is really great, and they know everything. They really don't. They're not in-depth studies, and they barely passed their physics course, and it sucked. No one ever really taught those doctors quantum physics very well, because I've met tons of people I would question. They could not answer the simplest of geometrical questions. They really couldn't give me answers to any kind of, even if it was inappropriately inquired upon at the time, they still wouldn't even attempt to give me an answer for fear that they would be wrong, possibly, and that means that they probably were. So, like, you meet all kinds of so-called intelligent people. They're really not as intelligent as they all claim. And these are the ones that we all think are supposed to be helping us. We can do better if you put your mind to work. And it all starts with mathematics. Start with mathematics. It is the universal language of all aliens. Math is the universal language of all aliens. It becomes an object, and that is called physics. When math turns into objects, you're going somewhere. That's called measurement. People do not measure anything accurately or correctly. They lie constantly. And it's obvious that they don't understand that there's no evidence to support their lies. I have several reasons that I believe Einstein is a liar. He's not really I don't think he's a sworn-in liar. I don't think that we have to honor Einstein. He did his deed. He created the theory of relativity. He studied, and he was wrong on several of his assumptions, predictions. He was wrong, and I can explain why there might possibly be the reason for his being wrong. So, it's a toss-up, but, on every level he was wrong about space-time, the curvature of space and gravity, magnetism. He was wrong about photon waves. He was wrong about E equals mc squared. He was wrong about traveling time. He was wrong about all kinds of stuff. Like, everything he did was the beginning. He was the beginning of science. He was one of the first pioneers. And it was amazing what he did. He was amazing in his day. But what we know now is he is not amazing. He is wrong in every level. How could energy equal m at the speed of light squared? Okay, if you put those numbers together, it equals one number, which means that the m and the c and the squared are equal to E, which is energy. So energy equals energy is what that equation means. So if you say that energy equals some number, it can't be possibly true if you can plug any number, any mass, into the speed of light squared. How could energy be any number? It can't be. It absolutely is a fact that technically energy can be any fucking number. But in the case that you're representing it in the form of mass, to say that protons at the speed of light, which is a multiplication of how many of our protons squared, is equal, which is equal to whatever that equation is to energy. So if you separate the equation, the mass mass of the equation means nothing. It's just a factor. It means nothing. E equals mc squared is not even really an equation. It's nothing. It's a simple multiplication stating that energy is multiplied. No shit, Jack. There's energy everywhere. It's infinite. There's no limit to energy. So why are you so rustled up about energy equals mass times the speed of light squared? It means nothing. It's not a measurement, and there's more information on what he was measuring when he was measuring energy. It's not provable. You can't prove it. He was measuring atomic particles. Okay? And he was trying to understand how they have motion in atoms. And guess what? This is stupid because you can't measure the energy of an atom. It's infinite. Duh. And guess what? We've discovered that photons do not have frequencies. They are just balls of charged energy. And they transmit in straight lines and angles. And they move through mediums. Photons are nothing at all but particles that are specifically charged. They do not even wave. That was a lie. There's others. You cannot ever reverse space-time to travel backward into the past. You would have to control all of the particles in the universe and put them all back. You cannot do that. That would never be doable unless you were Pandora or God, same difference, and you were the possessor of the universe. You would have to own the particles and possess them. It's the only way you could reverse time. You can never go back and reverse time. No matter in what direction you move, you cannot reverse it. It still reacts. Time is going to move forward because time is nothing but the definition known as the motion of an object. Once an object is moved, you can't necessarily ever put it back in the exact same place. Therefore, there has been a change that has occurred. So change is the definition. The motion of an object of change is the real definition of time. Once something changes, how do you put it back? If you can put it exactly back, which it won't ever probably be because of the nature of quantum physics, it will never align the atoms and the particles and the heat and the energy. It will never go because it has flowed away. And you do not possess it any longer, and neither did the material. Time is flowing like heat. It is running out of energy. It's like the core of Earth. As the core of the Earth cools, time continues forward. You cannot reverse, you would have to reheat the core of the Earth in order to go back in time. You can't do that. You would have to put all the particles of photons back in the sun. You can't do that. How the hell do you do that shit? Einstein was an idiot in many ways. Okay? But his theory of relativity basically works well for particle physics and chemistry. He was right about that. And he really didn't say a whole lot about electricity. Electricity is obviously true. So are photons, but they do not wave. Electricity waves when a bombardment of photons hits an electron, but the photons themselves are not waving, the electric is. And same as when we send out a photon at a frequency that's waving in electricity, it emits photons that do not wave. It just bombards a stream of photons. that seem to be a wave on a graphical representation of electrical motion. It is not a wave at all. It's just a charged particle. Okay? This is all simple. None of these things Einstein hypothesized is true. Except this theory, this a very simplified theory of relativity. That atoms exist. They can possibly show at least that the periodic table of atoms exists. They do this with photons and energy and cameras and atoms and computers. These are all real things. But there are some principles that change the dynamics of physics that are extremely wrong that we can't access or prove. And Einstein is wrong about a lot of these things. You will never travel time. Space-time is nothing. Space is zero. There is no space-time. Are you kidding me? When does space have time? It doesn't. It has matter and energy. There's no time. What the fuck is telling the time? Is it a clock? Yeah. The only thing that tells time is a clock. And humans, living beings with brains, nothing tells time. Nothing can control time. You can't reverse it. You can't speed it up either. Well, you can speed some time up. Only small amounts. You can make your clock go faster. But you can't. You cannot spin the earth faster. You're an idiot. Come on, Einstein was a goofball. He was a hilarious man. He was like smart, but he was stupid too. Just get over it. He was a Jew. I don't know what he was thinking. Okay, I'm not sure if he was Nazi or Jew, but he was something. He was a German. I'm a German as well, part German. German, Irish, Indian American. I'm a legitimate American because I'm part Indian. I'm one of the originators of American people. Or at least my family was. But, this is a serious video. I think I'm going to stop at this point. You need to rethink history right now. There are a lot of bullshit lies being told, but there are some truths as well. You really need to watch it because you're in shit knee deep, okay? It might be chest high, I'm not sure. With this stuff, with the war in Ukraine and all these wars going on and these crazy bastards doing the shit that they do every single stinking day, it's irreversibly stupid, man. Why can't we just sit down and solve this puzzle? Act like behaved adults. Like, for real, why do you gotta act like this shit is like unreal? It's just the way the universe was. It was plasmodium in the beginning and it developed. So let's just get over it. I'm the inventor of all things right now. I'm on top of the world. I know so much shit it ain't funny. Okay, stop dogging me out because I don't look the way you do. I'm working on my looks. I have a disease and an illness now. I'm almost 40 years old and I worked really hard all my life. And guess what? You're not gonna fuck with me. I know better. It's just a bomb that you're trying to use. Stop it. Okay? Stop terrorizing the world. Let's solve this puzzle. No more terrorism. No more poverty. Start helping people if you can. If you can't help them, then so be it. You can't help them, but don't terrorize people. Stop the terrorism.
Numbers with my wife and my daughter. And if I'm out in the yard working or busy, she'll come out and tell me, hey, you're going too low. If I'm working hard, it makes me feel good to